But I want to, see it.
I think it's not really gonna have to be the cook. I planned for you to cook this and I
Oh, no,
planned
no,
for
no.
you to cook that.
There's no cooking involved, period. But the kids are gonna be cooking, they're gonna regret it.
All right. We are ready to call our meeting to order at 6:01 PM. So, welcome everyone. I am sitting in for Amy today, so I will be acting as the person in charge, and please help me remember all the rules.
Perfect. Well, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had a great summer. Appreciate you all being here. And I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who did the ethics training. We're almost at 100%, so we just need to get the rest of the folks in on that. So thank you for those who emailed me and let me know about that. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right. So, I will check and see if we have any citizen comments today. I don't believe we do. Twice. So let's move on to agenda item 25609. You have a copy of the June minutes, as we did not meet in July. So if you will please review, and then we will take appropriate action.
Ad's name is spelled Ted on absent.
Thank you.
Oh, Ted Perryman, nice to meet you.
That's my own.
Approve it and we'll have things for next time.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes with the one modification to the name.
I second.
All approved?
Aye.
Any nays? Sorry. No? Okay, great. Thank you. I apparently can't say that and speak out loud. Okay, so moving on to agenda item 25612. We would like to receive subcommittee updates and take appropriate action should there be any. So we will start with do we want to go ahead and start with, we'll go in order, art and culture and public spaces.
So we'll start with the traffic signal boxes. I had been meeting with Richard Johnson. We did solidify the artists that are gonna wrap some of the boxes. She's personally gonna do 3 of them of the artwork, and she has 2 other artists that will be working on that. And so she put a deadline of mid-September to revisit it and for them to get in some prototypes and some ideas that they come up with. So we have some themes and that's moving forward. So we had money for the wrapping and she is paying for the actual artist.
Awesome.
And she again is who?
Rachel Johnson, she's our marketing for the city.
Okay.
So this was not something that was gonna be open up to everybody or?
Well, the contest in the fall, which you could talk about that at, is it under here that we're talking about the contest?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna do one more update and then we'll go to contest.
Yeah. So, this was something that we had money left over that needed to, before the new fiscal year started, and on their time frame, they wanted to wait till school got back and then we're revisiting.
So it's filling in
Mhm.
from the 24-25 budget as we're planning the 25-26.
Gotcha.
Right, but I think we were still gonna have a fall solicitation contest, but that'll be for wrapping boxes probably after the first of the year, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So as one's getting done, we kick off the next round.
Perfect.
All right, we'll do the one other update, and then if we need to revisit anything else, we can go from there for the electrical boxes. So last time we all met, we discussed the large sculpture piece that was being donated. In your package, you'll see, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a copy. I'll
Yeah.
pass it around. She only made one picture. So please pass that around. Brookhaven was able to meet their timeline
Mhm.
and get it in and put in a beautiful new dark gray gravel place for it to set in. Campus is officially open and people are loving it. It's right smack in the middle of campus.
This is
Um,
the one we
picture.
talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing that.
And they were able to
Good,
get it
good.
in and on
Yeah.
campus within like a week. It was amazing.
That's
It
wonderful.
was perfect.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
we are quite excited.
Great addition to the campus.
Yes.
Were y'all able to get donations to move it and stuff?
It was all handled internally, so, yep, the campus leadership was ecstatic to take it.
Awesome.
And to be considered by the city as an alternative location, so,
Looks good there.
yeah, it pops really nice.
To go over there and check it out.
You will.
And so is it in a
Do an
place
Instagram
that's
thing.
easily accessible that when you look on the city map of art, it will be identified?
We could, it is in the middle, when I say the middle of campus, it's an open campus. So we have our main S building, it is in the main corridor just behind it, between the administrative building and.
So it is an
the
open
building.
space.
Oh, yes.
Not locked down.
No, not at all. It is where everybody walks through the center. So like I said, it was a perfect space for it. So everybody can see it.
So how do we, that suggestion when we're doing the mapping for all of those, Bunny, or is that just automatic going to show up
Well,
on
that is
there?
Brookhaven's, so it isn't a city.
Not a city
sculpture.
art.
And,
Brookhaven
and just so you guys are aware,
or Dallas College.
yeah, Dallas College is working the gallery and live events team on and actually using sculpture and artwork as wayfinding for all of our campus students to highlight. So this will be a piece that will help
that's cool.
students find their location to be building because that's where it's adjacent. Because the best way to help people find places is art. Yeah, so it will be highlighted, and I'm sure there's a way that
I just
it'll be
didn't,
shared.
I didn't understand that if it's sitting under the Dallas College, then we are not identifying it as art in the Farmers Branch area.
Well, it's not owned by the city.
Okay.
All right, was there anything else you guys wanted to add for art in public spaces?
Did you?
Yeah.
We had sent
The
some
map.
info after the last meeting about placement on the art.
Uh,
Right,
Yep, Rob's gonna address that, but before that, I just wanted to continue with the electrical boxes.
Yes.
With the contest. So we did some research and, City of Richardson, so in your packet, there is a listing here.
Yep, I went through all of those.
Yeah.
And you just said Richardson, so I'm gonna say, actually, I liked theirs the best
Yes.
out of all of them. They and Flower Mound did the best program setup.
Yeah.
So if you guys are liking that Richardson as a example to go
Yeah.
from, I would agree that
Yeah.
that's what we need to build from.
I agree with that. And I just thought it was simple. It was accessible for a lot of people. I think, thinking about if you wanted to, whether it was gift cards or whatever, like if we did one less wrapping because we were offering a stipend to an artist, to make the level higher. It was suggested by our marketing team to do that every other city pretty much offers that. And she would rather wrap less boxes and offer that. A few cities did get donations, get a match donation. So I just thought when you were doing a little research and looking at how you wanted to do the contest, that would be better.
Great. When we meet, we'll talk about that because I did like the idea of finding a secondary support to
Mhm.
make it more
yeah,
owned by the city, not the city proper, but the people of the city. So we'll talk about that as an option to
And
move
it
that.
raises the level too of the work.
And then the
We
one
need to
thing,
respectful of artists.
the one thing out of the Richardson one, and we'll talk about it and bring it back to you guys, is they themed theirs each year. So if 25 execution going on now's theme was sports, then we'll come back with some suggestions and recommendation on what we could have as a theme. So the committee could then present that to the city as the theme. Like Richardson one year did butterflies and one year they did flowers. And so we'll look at that and come with something. If you guys all think
I love
that's the
that.
way to do that. Okay.
Remember that, I think the council wanted to kind of theme it around the nearby facilities.
That was one way,
Yeah.
depending on.
Which we're
location.
doing by the area.
Yeah, and
Facility
that's the way the sports is
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
But
But I
we
think
don't
you're
necessarily have to do that each time we're doing the contest, because we have multiple in a year.
Mhm.
So it might just be what they're designing as opposed to fiction.
Right.
And to clarify, Bonnie, this attachment here is a list of cities and how they run their programs.
Exactly, how they
Okay.
run their art contest for wrapping electrical
Okay,
boxes.
That's good
yeah.
to know. And you looked through them and
Yeah.
you both agreed that the Richardson model is what you
Yeah.
like?
It was,
Simple, it was just
Mhm.
easy to.
well, above all of the others, it actually had more to it.
Mhm.
But you're right, it executed simpler because they just organized it well.
Mhm.
And if you want to click through them, go
Right.
into the website where all the agenda and everything's posted,
Mhm.
and you can actually find those.
Perfect.
You
All
okay?
right, yes.
I had a cough.
All right. Was there anything else?
That's all we
We'll
have.
Ready?
open it up to
Yep.
Rob to talk about the.
Perfect.
Just a brief update. So my staff's looked at a couple things. And I don't have a graphic, but where Mercer connects to Sinlac on the very eastern side.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one median that we do not have control over. And there was one piece of art. I think there was one.
That was one of the mediums we picked. Okay.
So, and then, so that was one thing. And then when we had staff go out, park staff go and look at basically the median on the, east of Luna. So from Luna to Sinlac,
Mm-hmm.
that portion of the median is a narrow. It's narrower than from Luna to Valley View on Mercer. So where the current art piece is on that, the western side of, Luna.
Right.
So the art really, it's better, it's easier at this point on that wider median than trying to narrow it into those. So what we can do is with the pieces we have.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward, we just need to accommodate, get smaller pieces for anything going east on Mercer. But the ones we have will fit on the wider median between Luna and Valley View. So what we're gonna do is basically, we're gonna look at where the current piece is internally, staff is,
Okay.
and kind of find some spots that work best. And then you guys can choose where you want each piece of art. Does that make? you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Which one goes in?
Because that way it kind of narrows it down. I mean, we kind of left it open, but we didn't give you any guidance. You guys did great.
So we're a little bit back to the drawing board, but that's okay. You're gonna
Well,
bring
it's
it
in our
forward?
park now.
Right.
Our guys have looked at it. I mean, it was a good starting point.
Mhm.
And we know the pieces. Ultimately, that'll be where you guys want to put them. It doesn't matter to us, really.
But the whole stretch that goes past the lake, really, none of those pieces will,
They're a little
Sit
too
there.
big
okay,
for that piece in there. So,
okay,
but I think it kind of makes sense to go ahead and do the western side, because we already have the one art piece there.
right,
So now we can go all the way. So we control everything from all the way to Valley View. So you have a pretty long stretch. I can't remember where the current piece is pretty close to Luna, but
It's at Luna.
Yeah,
it's
If you-
basically-
It just has a few feet.
yeah, you got basically from there. And then remember, we do have the city entrance sign is on the
Mhm.
one end.
Right.
But it's right where you turn. So basically from there to where the other,
okay,
we might be able to put one.
There was one spot east of the current existing one that was a blank spot, so tree down, but it looked like it had some electrical or whatever to it.
Okay.
So it was an open spot and it looked wide enough for the skinnier piece of those three.
Okay.
If we could put it there, then that would balance, and then you put two on the other side.
And what we were also looking at was trying to figure out how high the bases need to be. That current piece out there is up a little bit. I can't remember how high it is. It's 2 or 3 feet.
It's up there a ways.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's on a base and then it's built with a base, so it's kind of stair
So that's
step.
really, and I think each piece has a different kind of base that we have, so, so we'll look at that too and see what best. Once we kind of establish the location, we'll, and you guys kind of pick where you're already. So my goal at the next meeting is to be able to give you all locations, of where we can have it, and at the meeting, kind of see where you guys want. And I don't know if you need to do that in subcommittee, or can we do it in this? I don't know how you guys want to do it.
I think we could do that in subcommittee and we'll bring it to the next meeting.
Then let us do
In the
this.
last meeting, we did talk about having 36-inch high bases.
Okay.
If,
Yeah.
we all remember that, right? So, I think we agreed that would work if that works, if that's feasible.
And, so we just need to get you the location. So what we're doing is, Tara Bradley, our park planner, is trying to go ahead and put them on a map or a exhibit, so we can just, it's a blank, it's just.
That'd be
fill in where
great,
You guys
yeah.
want it, and then, so yeah, you guys can do is then, so can bring where you want them on the locations we provide you. So I'll try to get it for the September meeting. I think I'll follow up with her tomorrow and see how far she is on it.
Yeah, if she can just
And I
plot
think
those
we're
locations
asking-
faster, then we'll get together before the next.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
so what we'll do is I'll just probably get it to, Bonnie, have her ship it to you guys once we get the exhibit. And it's just fill in kind of where you want the.
Easily done.
And I think we can, I mean, we'll obviously accommodate whatever you give us. If there's one spot east of Luna, even if it has restrictions, like it can only be, only this piece will fit there type of thing.
You mean go forward or?
For this, if,
For the,
I'll take, for instance, the skinniest one is the Fox.
Mhm.
And so you're saying east of the existing one, east of Luna, it needs to be skinny, then we'd say, great, because you agree the Fox would be the only one that would fit there, we'll say, great. Or you'll be like,
If you're
we looked
really
at it,
saying
the Fox
none of
won't
them-
fit either,
Yeah.
then we'll look at the others.
That's, well, it's kind of from what our initial, looking at the pieces we have, really everything needs to be west of Luna at this point. And then what we can do is when we do that portion, the east from Luna to Sinlag or whatever, before Sinlag. We just need to get appropriate pieces.
Right, have
Stuff
different
that
specs
fits.
for this.
And then what we can do is, and I don't know if those need to be, cause I know the ones we have are off the shelf. So I don't know if we could, then what we probably need to probably give you all is a specification. Okay,
That'd be
our
great.
base needs to be X feet, X tall or whatever, and then that way when you go to find pieces, it's fits your,
Mhm.
fits your spec.
That'd be great.
And artist outreach.
Well, we have not met, but I understand we have something to roll out, right?
Yeah, so we have,
Very excited.
signs. It was a collaboration of,
Yeah.
again, Rachel Johnson with Chad and Rita. And,
These are the yard signs
Yeah.
for, that will be available for people who are, residents of Farmers Branch who have registered as an artist on our artist database on the city website.
so everyone could take one home today?
Yes. Well, if you're an artist on the
Then we'll
direct,
just-
can. Don't just take them and, pretend to be an artist.
No, you can take it, but get your crayons out. when you
That's
get-
right. I want to
And
see
we
something
made
and
60 of
register.
them, so you'll have about 50 to,
Okay, so is there a process for distributing these? I mean, I'm taking one with me and I'm on the directory. But for all the people, how do we roll it out and let people know this is available to them? What's the communication process?
well, that would be up to you. How
Okay.
you wanted to handle it. We have emails, but no phone numbers and
Okay,
on those forms, so you can look on our website and it does have the listing
Okay.
of the 65 or however many.
Right.
Can we contact?
my suggestion would be,
Does staff have to contact them or?
I think we're gonna leave it up to Rita and the subcommittee. You can have an artist outreach also this fall, if you wanted to invite people there.
okay,
Save them for there and.
so you're saying that our committee has permission to access the database and pull those
So it's
emails.
on the
and-
public.
Right,
Yeah.
but,
Arts and
but
culture.
as representatives of of this committee, you know, okay.
We just can't be the ones to, I guess, directly advertise events and stuff to them.
Well, you would have a meet and greet like you did in the spring.
Well, no,
Like
I
you
mean,
were gonna have
but like
in the fall.
when we
Before we
advertised
were
it,
sort
we
of-
couldn't send that
Yeah.
email. Y'all, we had to prepare it to give to y'all to send them.
We weren't
Yeah.
allowed previously to contact them directly from our own
And
emails.
who was that from? I don't remember.
That was the protocol that we
I
were
thought that
told.
was what we were told by Amy.
Yeah,
right?
like when
By
we
who?
had,
Amy, right?
Mhm, we weren't allowed to,
when we
do that.
had that
we wanted to
last meeting at
at the rec center.
rec center, yeah, that I wasn't able to send the email directly to the
Who
email,
sent the email?
the
I
city.
know I didn't send it.
No, you were on vacation.
Yeah.
The admin from the,
The
historical park,
yeah.
right?
I don't know. What is the protocol on that?
We were told that we
If
couldn't.
Kim sent them, I guess, yeah, that's something. Bonnie, I guess you would need to send those, I guess. I guess get with Kim tomorrow and see kind of how she did that last time. and We'll go.
I
from
thought
there.
it was Hillary that
It was
sent
Hillary.
It was Hillary, that's right, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Either one, whoever.
Okay, well,
So we can
let's
communicate
verify.
with them to update their profiles and to inform them of those signs. But when we advertise stuff like, hey, we're having an event, or the city's having an event that you should participate in, that needs to come from the city.
let's verify what our parameter, what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. If we are allowed to, the three of us get on there and spread, and communicate with those people that we've got signs for them, we'll do it. If we are prohibited from doing that, then we will help craft an email that the city can send out. And also, I would say, a good layer would be social media, Facebook, saying, hey, if you're in the artist directory, you can come by, pick up your
I
yard
think you
sign.
just answered yourself. You just need to prepare that communication for social and the email and let the city take and push that.
I mean, that would be what I would
That,
prefer.
that way it all works together.
And because my email is gonna go into somebody's spam, if they see the city, so. We will get together and we will draft an email and draft a Facebook post to submit to Bonnie, to take to the powers that be and figure out the process of advertising that these signs are available.
Right, do you wanna do that, or do you wanna hold an event? And
Mm,
distribute them
and have
at?
it-
Well, we did talk
I want
about having
both.
another event.
Okay.
I want
In
both.
the fall.
Because, historically, these events, although they're great and I hope we can build on them and do them. If you're already in the directory, you may not want to come, or you may have a schedule conflict, but if you get an email and if I go to City Hall, I can pick up a sign. And that's more flexible for people, and I think we'll get more people.
That's
And I
what I
think
was
they'll
gonna
get more
ask if
signs
we-
out quicker.
If we communicate that they can come to City Hall and pick it up, is that
Well,
acceptable?
we have them at the historical park.
At the
historical
wherever,
park.
you tell us where the location is.
So what, we'll have to decide that.
Yeah, okay, tell us, what the parameters are, and, I think, both and would be the way to go.
All right. Art and culture festivals. Dawn.
Well, we've been kind of busy trying to figure out what's gonna happen. And I might punt this over to Jessica because we would kind of in communication. And trying to make sure that we have a place, the performance space for this to happen. But I will say that, it will be October 25th. Event is scheduled 1 to 4. We're looking at doing it here. And then we're also,
Here,
going
where?
out,
Amphitheater here.
Okay.
okay? And then we also are gonna include mariachi groups.
Yay.
We're gonna have a couple of groups perform like before, like a pre-show. And then we're gonna also have some throughout the actual and Folklorico perform high school together and then hopefully
Potentially
college level. So this way we
Lovely.
can see the growth. So we are expanding that. Looking at also our art vendors, food. So hopefully it will be a bigger event this year. And then we've been working very hard with them to to move this forward, and they obviously made tap boards,
Yay.
which are amazing.
Department.
And
They
we-
made them?
They did.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
know,
go.
isn't that great? They
Lovely.
made 10 of them, and then, because we wanted to create more of an immersive experience, so it wasn't just utilizing the stage space for the performance, but these will actually be kind of scattered throughout, so this way, there's an opportunity that you could be right next to
Someone dancing.
yeah.
oh, that's cool.
So, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're looking at trying to figure out exactly where they'll be performing. We've had a few little hiccups, but we're trying to figure it all out. Are we still waiting to hear on basketball court or still waiting to hear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in a hold.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah. But the location is set and the date and the time is concrete.
So we can update the flyer from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gussie Park, October 26th
Yes.
at 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
And making
And we
use
will
of this.
do, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to forget this. We will have pre-show, and I want to make sure that those
And then
performers,
12:45. Right.
yeah,
So which time do you want me to?
let's
I
say,
think we said 12:45
12:45.
for the pre-show. Yeah.
thank you, sorry.
No, just, so making use of this concrete, the, stage out here.
That area, yes, that's part of what
We're
we don't know which direction
Okay.
we'll face, but it will
Okay.
be in that beautiful
Okay.
open.
And
So the
area.
pre-show is part of it because I know Hillary got with, Josie and Hillary talked about the advertising for Branch Arts Live. I think they did 1 to 4. Is that the correct time they will?
we want to do probably a little bit beforehand, because the pre-show will probably start at 12:45. So this way, the mariachi group will be performing at 12:45. We were a little nervous because last year we were like, the 1 to 4 slot was packed. And now that we're adding, we want to make sure that we have that same time for the dancers, performers, and this way we can at least kick it off at 12:45 with mariachi group. And it will actually be Field Middle School, which is nice because they're right here. So they'll kind of kick us off. It's great.
I think that was everything for art, culture, and festivals. So events review.
We met on Thursday, August 7th, and we talked about several different things. The NRPA 60th anniversary, National Recreation Association. Sure about the 100% right. They did like 25 pop-ups in July all around the city, including the like nature preserve over on the west side, all the way to the Branch Connection, the rec center, the 10th anniversary of the Frog Pond. They said that the Branch Connection events were very highly attended with the brand new facility. We talked about Branch Arts Live, having it at Gussie Field. The reason they're having it on the Sunday, the 26th is because it backs up to the 25th, which is gonna be Halloween in the park. I mentioned that the hay bales and stuff like that were a good seating source for the Branch Arts Live. So if there's hay bales at the Halloween in the park, if those could be transferred over, that you have to see if that'll work or not. Another idea that someone threw out about throwing events at the Mansky Library Amphitheater, maybe having singular performances or like a monologue from one of the Firehouse Theater
It's not
performers.
amphitheater. It's
It's a pickleball.
Yeah, but you could still utilize it maybe.
Can they, those, for the polls, like,
I don't know if they're fixed.
Yeah.
But they painted it like a Texas
The
flag,
challenge always with that space was there's no restrooms
right?
and the library doesn't like the public coming in just to use the restrooms when there's an event out there. But if the city can work all that out, since the city owns the library and the city owns the amphitheater, then sound was an
Check out
issue and birds are an issue. So those are the things that happen in that specific
Yeah.
space.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily need to be the whole performance, maybe it could be like a monologue or something like that, but, somebody else on the Parks and Rec board is very involved with Shakespeare in the Park.
Mhm.
And, you know, it'd be cool to like cross, market
Yeah.
and maybe have, you know, someone perform something for one of the bards, you know,
What was the problem with the sound? Is it just?
There is no sound system.
yeah.
You have to provide a P.
The library's been remodeled, so it's,
I-
we haven't done, the theater has not done anything
Yeah.
there because
Right.
it's not,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not an amphitheater, it's a
Right.
pickleball court.
I just
but
thought of.
The problem
battery.
before it was remodeled were all the things that I mentioned. And so the city had a choice. At the time, we had the Denton Drive Live Pavilion or whatever we call that
Mhm.
over here that had been retrofitted with sound and stage and all the speakers and all that stuff, restrooms, a coffee shop.
Oh, wow.
And so the city's choice was, do we want to duplicate that? Hey, we know how to do it over here, we could do it over there. But they chose to put a pickleball court there instead, so which is great, but it's just not, it's not
Everybody can
equipped like the other spaces. If we want to do that at the Denton Drive Live space, and now I don't know if that's activated or not. You know, it's set up there for that. But when you start
Yeah,
trying to
that'd be
move
good.
things, this is the challenge of the historical park. When you start trying to put things there like a temporary stage and sound system and all that stuff, that's when the budget starts going crazy and staff gets to do all that stuff. So that's the challenge of taking a space like a pickleball court that used to be an amphitheater and trying to retrofit it to something that right now that's not what it is.
So that's why we want to bring Branch Arts back here, because we have infrastructure's already
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
We have restrooms, we have stage, we have.
You know, talking about the stage over.
Covered.
Yeah, 'cause I always like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I might bring it up. There's always something that's not quite right
It's
about it.
pretty underutilized as a.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is, it is.
We used it for Suzuki years ago when my kids were in Suzuki and they loved it. It's a big open park and bathrooms.
Yes.
The trees are
We'll
nice
probably
too,
will-
to have shade, 'cause
And we'll probably activate the Grove over off Denton
Yeah, yeah.
once.
So that one's not completely shut down.
It's not,
Okay.
it's not, it's just
Can't
kind
get
of,
to it.
Because of
Difficult.
it's just not really
Yeah.
accessible right now. I think the big challenge over there moving forward is just, it's, the parking is always gonna be a challenge. I think, so anyway, and probably, I know road work probably won't be done until later this year. I mean, maybe next year we can kind of start seeing what we have to work with and kind of go from there. It's kind of it's another one of those that it's kind of been shut down for a little while. I've been working with it.
Yeah, so
Quick
just,
question, we started that whole thing with you saying that the review for events was asking, can we build an event at the amphitheater? How did this
No.
conversation start?
so specifically the city has budget for like the big events, Halloween in the park, 4th of July and all that stuff. But there has been discussion that, you know, the adults want stuff for themselves, like we cater a lot to the younger kids. And then, you know, we just want to incorporate more arts into the city. And so the city has said that they're excited, willing, and capable of doing pop-up events that don't throw too much money or pull too much money out of the budget, that can be like targeting different parks around the city. And so, you know, someone threw that idea out as like a potential pop-up thing.
Got
It
it.
could also bring in the arts by having, you know, a singular performance, like a monologue or something.
They're
like
talking
that.
event, and then they said arts, figure out what the event is.
Yeah.
And work with the
they were
parks group.
spitballing. Yeah.
Got it.
So that's really cool. The pop-up events I really like. And then if we advertise them well, then we can go volunteer at them. So the next big thing that's coming up is the Halloween in the park. There was a lot of people around the city that were sad that it wasn't around for a while and it came back, but then it was rained out. So they're doing it big. It's Saturday, October 25th. They're talking about having an adult area, possibly with axe throwing, karaoke. From the area north of the bricked area and west of the the pavilion, what is it called? Where the piano was,
For the pinata
yeah,
out in the field.
no, when it was underneath that canopy, oh my gosh.
Oh, the tent?
Gazebo? No, gazebo, yeah, west of the gazebo, that northwest corner would be the haunted trail. and that would be the area that would be scary, kind of contain that area so that like the littles don't wander in there and get terrified, but like having like, you know, an area that the bigger kids can go and like enjoy. And then I mentioned that there was like a princess tent that like years and years ago, they used to have like the scare tent and then they had like a princess tent and like, you know, not everybody likes to dress up in scary stuff. Some just want to go wear fairy wings and dance around and stuff like that. And so I think that hopefully will get incorporated. There's a whole area with vendor games. And there was talks about having like cross collaboration, maybe like the Firehouse Theater could do some sort of cool game or some of the boards and commissions. I think the schools were interested in creating some good games and nonprofits. I think Branch Herald, maybe we could reach out and see if they would want to do something. But there's a lot of fun activities involved, food. I think a lot of it was snacky type stuff, possibly utilizing the,
Fall themed,
uh-huh,
fall themed food trucks.
yeah. Possibly utilizing the venue for something. I don't think that. Oh, it'll be cool. I'm excited. Possibly a fortune teller.
Maybe someone you know.
Oh, fortunes, really?
No, not.
All right, Bonnie, do you tell fortunes?
Did you want to add the last note that was listed on here? It talks about creating a standard uniform or shirt or
Oh, yeah.
an extra note.
That was the month before.
Okay, we just wanted, I didn't, since if everybody saw it, extra things.
Oh, I missed the Independence Day feedback that everybody was super duper excited about it. I think there was some mention about oh no, that was in council meeting, never mind.
She's covering 2 meetings, so that's part of it. So these are the July and then you went to the August. So I think that's also.
Yeah, I wasn't here for July, I was in backcountry.
Okay. All right.
And there's several events around Halloween.
Yes.
There's Day of the Dead, there's
Yes.
Haunted Houses, there's Branch Arts Live, all within a couple of weeks, so. A
And
lot of great
good time
opportunities
being
for
the
arts and
branch.
culture.
You
to
did.
even have a
Absolutely.
Yeah,
table.
it's the best.
Something to think about, that we may wanna have a table at.
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those
yeah,
events, too.
Yeah. And
I'll be
then
there in my pinata costumes.
Day of the
That was a
Dead,
great costume.
Brookhaven Music was going to provide some performers and elements to that, so we're super excited. Yeah.
Just the
Giving the
department.
signs away at some of those events.
That's what I was thinking, and I was gonna ask, because, yeah, because it sounds like we have a ton of events, so those could be opportunities to have people come out
At a table
like
at Branch Arts Live.
intentionally, and then we get more attendance, and then they're also getting to take their sign, which is advertising that we have signs, so it's all kind of.
We can have a list with the people that have signed up and take more.
And take more. Yeah, I think that's great. I'd be happy to, as long as I'm in town, I'm happy to work that table.
We have a Parks and Rec tent. We'll have one at Halloween. I don't know if we'll do one at Branch Arts Live, but Halloween for sure. All the big events, we have our departmental tent that gives out stuff. So that's an opportunity for any of you guys if you wanna. Or even the tent like at Independence Day where you guys, start when we do the chairs. That's another opportunity, you know, as well, so.
That makes sense for why we're at the events then. And we're promoting the directory, and we're handing them out if you're in the directory.
Synergy.
And instead we're just sitting there, yeah, I'm on a committee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what do you
so,
do? Well,
now we have purpose, so
yeah.
that's great.
Okay, great. All right, I think that was all of the subcommittee updates. So we will move on to 25-613. Wait, am I reading that one? I'm not. Okay. All right. Receive an update on arts and culture and City of Farmers Branch current projects, events, and upcoming activities.
And that's pretty much what we talked about, the current, events that are upcoming. There is a car show at the end of September at the historical park. We had teas go on sale for Christmas and the, December 6th is sold out. We're moving it to the venue, so, we do have a few seats available for December 13th. And then all the other links there of what's happening in Dallas College and the Firehouse Theater, at the library, the Community Rec Center.
Has there
Good
been any update on like making the calendar on the main website?
Yes, we are getting ready to launch on, I believe it's August 26th. There's a go live. Our communications team, they're working on the back end. That is an element that they aren't quite there yet. But she did say it's still on the table. It's still being designed and worked on in the back end. It's just a lot because it's PD, it's fire, it's parks, it's everyone. Community services. And so I just got that update actually late last night that it's still being worked on and it will go live.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
And
great
it's at
news.
everything in the city calendar.
Everything.
That's cool.
You can click on next Thursday and everything, all the events will be.
They will be, yeah,
I mean,
next Thursday it's
no,
gonna go
I'm-
live.
Yeah.
There'll be
I was
elements of
saying next Thursday is like an example of a
Yes.
day to pick.
Next
right?
Thursday, it's everything and it says,
Yes, cause it's,
go live.
it's as Bonnie speaks heavily on Rachel Johnson creating all these things. That's another element she's also creating.
Wow.
And so she's working really hard to do all the things and the other things for all the people. But she did say that it's still in the works and it will be done.
Do you know if there's gonna be an option to do like a list view so you could do, well, like you could see it like the month, like when stuff is happening, but like currently when you click on it, you have to click on each individual day and it shows just the events on the right. But if you did like a list view that would show like the ones for the next week or the next month or something like that.
So I think that's a great question when it does go live, check it out. And then when you attend the events review subcommittee and we're talking about events, as is the page 4 events, that's a great question to bring up because then we can then get that answer to you. And by then we should probably know a little bit more information.
Cool.
Yeah, because I don't want to be too premature in my answer, my response, if I'm not sure
Yeah.
myself. But I know it is coming. Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
All right, so moving on to, if I'm not mistaken, our final agenda item, which is 25614, and it's to discuss agenda items for future art and culture committee meetings.
Future architecture.
And this is where we will discuss, I believe. Do you guys have any agenda items you would like to add?
I will be adding elections.
Yes, that's.
Since Amy wasn't here this month, we postponed until September. So we'll.
Oh, elections for this.
Yeah.
Elections for chair and vice chair and secretary. And yeah, so we will be voting on. So that will be added to the agenda as a line item.
For the art in public spaces, if we're gonna be able to get through with the Parks Department on the placement, do we need to put that on the agenda that we want that
Well-
to be finalized?
I
Doesn't
can
that
talk
just
to
go on
Rob
your
about that
subcommittee
if we're gonna do a line item for West Side Art Trail, or if it's still in discussion, it can still continue
Okay.
to go under the subcommittee,
wanna make
but as
sure
we get closer.
If we needed, let's add it if it's
If
already
not,
there.
then if we need one more month, and then I think, yeah, we should put it as a line item if we're gonna vote and we're gonna kind of finalize the locations. But if we're not quite there yet, we could still discuss it under subcommittee, and if we get close enough and it's last minute, we do keep it as an action item in case we need to vote on it.
Great, so that you just gave us a deadline to make sure we're done in enough time to tell you.
Well, and for the Parks and Rec staff to also find locations,
He's
so.
gonna be done, I can tell. He's ready for it to be done.
Bonnie, it would be nice, since by next meeting, the city council will have approved the budget. It would be nice if this group had some semblance of what, if there is a budget for events and for sculptures on the west side and whatever else there may or may not be.
What the breakout is for,
Yeah, the budget
The committee
meeting's on the
covers.
26th. Yeah.
So you want to put that on as a line item or?
Or just
Just
put it
trying to
under
think,
it.
so what? Because maybe I can just get you the information you need. So what specific on budget, like, I don't know if we budgeted anything specifically for our work. I know there's some stuff in the historical park budget for. I know you do the wraps, right, for the electrical boxes, that's in your current budget, that's how we.
It's in the budget going forward. It's a small amount
Mhm.
and, yeah, not enough to do.
I think
to
that's
buy
the
art.
only thing we would probably budget for, other than,
We had to submit a flat budget this year, and so there
No,
are,
no, I understand.
Yeah.
My question though is, we were just talking about the West Side Art
Right.
Trail sculptures and we own 3, and then there was discussion about getting smaller ones. Where does that?
So where the-
If it's not budgeted, that's great. So,
there's nothing budgeted currently.
yeah, okay,
So what we can do is, I think budget season, of course, as soon as we get done, we're starting again.
of course.
So if now that we have the placement of these, if we want it maybe in the spring, go ahead and look, or first of the year, really. If there's, hopefully we'll have the elements installed by then. We'll see. It might be a winter project. My project's already starting to stack up, but anyway, it doesn't matter, but we can still go ahead. At least we'll know where those are gonna go and we've got them
Mhm.
keyholes somewhere. And so now we've got to get, but if we want to look at some other ones, what we can start doing is maybe when I get this, I can go and start actually looking at locations and spec for the east side of Luna. And we could start maybe looking at that for the flip of the year.
That's really what I'm asking.
That's
I mean,
fine.
I've been
Yeah,
on this
that's
committee
fine.
now
Yeah.
4 years, and this conversation comes up every year. And the real answer is there is no budget, but you can do yard signs, you can do box
Right.
wraps, you can do whatever, which is cool. But I'm encouraged that if you're saying we're gonna bring sculpture ideas, then you're gonna be thinking, okay, this is, you have a budget of $5,000 each or whatever it is. Then if it's a mid-year change or whatever, that's awesome. That's not been the way it's been. So that's really what I'm trying to encourage, is that we get to that point where,
And I mean, all we can do is ask.
Yeah.
We can request a certain
Yeah, yeah,
amount of
exactly.
funding and see if we were able to get that. And then I think the sculptures we had were paid for from West Side Art Trail.
correct.
That's the other thing is,
Yeah, there's kids and there's,
well, they're finally gonna start the trail project soon. I think it goes
Yeah,
out to bid
yeah.
very soon, which has been in the works for ever. I mean, literally, this is like 6-year project. So once that starts, there are, if I recall, a couple locations for artwork. And I think we've discussed those kind of before. There's some little niches, one along
Yeah.
Valley View and another one on Denton Drive. That makes sense to go in. Let's just start looking
Yeah.
at those locations because we know we're gonna get those.
that's really what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Give us a heads up so that
And
it's
we
not
might be
this
able to get,
last minute,
you know,
catch up.
Right, I
Yeah.
think that would all fall, if we can just have under our updates from,
Mhm.
just like this one where it was updates for art and culture from the
Yeah.
city of Farmers Branch, I think it all fits under that, and it doesn't need to be a separate line, and he can give us as much information, the stuff we don't even know we're asking for.
Yeah. no,
That's great. Yeah, you also just added something to the list for us, for our subcommittee,
There you go.
this trail, and there's some niches somewhere. Can you provide us that information? Cause I'm totally unaware of that, so.
Yeah.
Right. Any other things that we would like to see?
I think y'all discussed possibly doing murals, maybe on the back of the.
That's part of
West Side
our,
Public Art.
yeah, and that's,
I mean, that's for the budget.
I wouldn't worry about that yet, but yes, we have that as part of our discussion with contests.
And I think with the 7 being wrapped, I think it will make a small impact in the city and kind of get people excited, like, oh, there's some more wrapping. And then if we can roll out the contest and get a few more,
They see it, they see a call for the
Yeah.
next one,
Yeah.
and they see them, they see the call for the next one.
it just gets the ball rolling. And as the trails start, and there's room down the road for that.
I'm just kind of curious that as I drive into my neighborhood every day, there's one of those electrical boxes. But it's so catawampus. It's like it's like leaning over. Is there any budget for like fixing that, but before you put something on it, or maybe they're just not gonna
That's
put it?
outside
Sure
our
we
scope.
didn't, yeah, we didn't, that one,
Excuse
what's
me,
the location?
it's Wooded Creek Drive.
Yeah, so
I
we,
I mean, I would imagine it's not gonna be one of the ones that's gonna get wrapped, because it's kind of,
not
Could
in the
do like a
first line,
leaning
but-
tower of
Excuse me?
Pisa look wrapped to it.
Not in the first round,
uh-huh, Okay,
So
I'm
that's
just-
something.
I'm just curious, yeah. No, I'm not suggesting that you should. It's just that if it's one of the ones that's on the list, it's gonna look kind of weird, you know? Maybe we'll do like a Picasso or something.
Awesome. All right, is there any other? Otherwise, I will entertain a motion.
I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are.
I asked, how did we get these shirts? And thank you very much.
We
Yeah,
are.
thank you.
Jessica. Yes.
Are these like,
Yeah, so every month, every year during the month of July, it's National Parks and Recreation Association month. And so I just highly encourage you guys, you can wear it all year, but next July, you're wearing it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to give them to you at the last meeting, in June, and so we kind of missed you guys by a hair, and so, thank you, Bonnie, for bringing these. to-
Yep, and a few of you I did catch throughout the summer, David, I think,
Yeah.
and Dawn. And also we have a haunts and houses sign up. Here's a way to, good old Jennifer signed up last year. She was a piñata and, haunts and houses, you would, dress in costume, stand at one of our structures and hand out candy if you're interested.
Oh, this
It's
is like
here.
the little
This is-
kid trick or treating?
it's for real little kids. It's
My
quite
granddaughter
fun.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Meeting.
oh, yeah.
We've